It was a chilly autumn afternoon when 6-year-old Lily sat alone on a wooden bench outside her small school, waiting for her mother. The wind whispered through the trees, sending golden-brown leaves dancing around her feet. She unwrapped the sandwich her mother had packed for lunch but hadn't eaten earlier. Just as she was about to take a bite, she felt someone watching her. Near the playground fence stood a scruffy, thin dog. His dull fur was patchy, his ribs stuck out, and his eyes, a mix of sadness and hope, locked onto hers. Lily's heart tightened. She had always loved animals, and this dog looked as though he had known nothing but hardship. Without a second thought, she tore her sandwich in half, carefully stepping toward him. "It's okay, buddy," she whispered, extending her small hand. "You must be hungry." The dog hesitated, his body tense. Then, slowly, he stepped forward and took the sandwich from her fingers, gently, as if afraid it might be taken away. In seconds, it was gone. Lily giggled. "You like peanut butter and jelly, huh?" She reached out carefully to touch him. He flinched at first but didn't run. She sat with him for a while, talking as if they were old friends. "I'll call you Rusty," she decided, noticing the reddish hints in his fur. Before her mother arrived, she tore the other half of her sandwich and placed it in front of him. This time his tail wagged, just a little. "I'll see you tomorrow, Rusty," she whispered before running to her mother's car. Little did she know, that small act of kindness would change everything. The next morning, before the sun had fully risen, Lily was pulled from her dreams by her mother's urgent voice. "Lily, wake up." She rubbed her eyes sleepily. "What's wrong, Mommy? You need to see this." Still groggy, Lily followed her mother to the front door. When Emma pulled it open, Lily gasped. There, sitting on the doorstep, was Rusty. But he wasn't alone. In front of him lay a small bundle wrapped in a ragged cloth. And then Lily heard it, a faint whimpering. Heart-pounding, she knelt beside Rusty. He wagged his tail and nudged the bundle gently with his nose. With careful hands, Lily pulled back the cloth. Her breath hitched. 3 tiny puppies lay curled up inside. "Mommy," she whispered in shock, "Rusty brought his babies." Emma's eyes softened. She hadn't planned on having a dog, but something about Rusty, his tired eyes, his trust in Lily, touched her deeply. "Come on," she said, exhaling. "We need to get them inside." Lily and her mother rushed to make Rusty and his puppies comfortable. The little ones were cold and weak. Emma warmed some milk while Lily found an old blanket to wrap around them. Rusty never left their side, watching over them with quiet devotion. But every so often he'd glance at Lily, as if to say, "Thank you." A visit to the vet revealed Rusty had been abandoned months ago. Somehow, he had survived the harsh streets, and his puppies were barely old enough to open their eyes. If he hadn't brought them to Lily, they might not have survived. Days turned into weeks. As the puppies grew stronger, so did Rusty. He learned to trust again. And more importantly, he found love. Even Emma, who had been unsure at first, found herself unable to resist Rusty's charm. The once starving stray had become part of their family. One evening, as Lily lay on the couch with Rusty curled up beside her and his puppies playfully tumbling around, Emma smiled. "You know, Lily," she said, "sometimes the smallest act of kindness comes back to us in the most amazing ways." Lily hugged Rusty tightly. "I'm just glad I shared my sandwich," she whispered. Rusty licked her cheek, his eyes shining with gratitude. From that day on, Rusty and his puppies never had to wonder where their next meal would come from. They had found their forever home. Even the smallest act of kindness can create ripples that lead to unexpected miracles. Compassion and generosity often return to us in ways we never imagined.